Joanna Maclean here from Digital Schools Award, and I'm so lucky today to be joined by Jayne Mays and Barbara Smith, both from Fintry Primary School, and they're here to share their digital schools journey. They received their digital award in 2018. So Jayne, Barbara, lovely to have you here today. I wonder if you could perhaps start by just telling us a little bit about Fintry Primary School.
Okay. Our primary school is located in the northwest of Dundee. We've just over 400 pupils spread over 15 classes. And we all have an early years centre currently offering provision for children from 2 to 5 years old. We have an enhanced school and provide more specialist teaching for pupils with additional and complex needs. This is my 8th year here, and I think Jayne's been here about 6. We received our Digital Schools Award in March 2018.
That's fantastic. And I love the organisation behind you there, Barbara. It's so colourful and beautiful. So that tells a little bit about the school, and how do you feel that you managed to lead it forward at Fintry Primary School? How did you lead that digital learning forward? What did you do?
Had a big vision. I think our journey began, I don't know, 2017, probably 2016, 17. As a management group, we've always placed a lot of emphasis on digital technologies and digital learning, and often sought the use of some kind of digital equipment to enhance children's learning or to enable them to engage the curriculum. So this was really a bit of an extension from that. Jayne was appointed digital leader, and then she became our sort of driving person who took our plans from paper and enabled them to come to fruition. We also allocated, highlighted in our improvement plan what we wanted to do, and allocated pupil equity funding to help our plan and to purchase iPads, laptops, that kind of thing for school. And then really it was over to Jayne. We created an action plan, and Jayne actually took that action plan forward. So I don't know if you want to, so as a whole staff, we did take a self-evaluation audit to work out where the teachers currently were in their learning and what we needed to do next. And then from that sort of base, Jayne just took it from there. So I don't know if you want to say something, Jayne.
Yeah, so what we did when we decided we wanted to drive forward the digital learning in the school, I then started really trying to upskill my skill set by attending lots of professional learning. Once we had kind of the audit of the staff skills, we then did the evaluation that Digital Schools provides, and we used that to identify like our areas of strength and development, and then that obviously helped form our action plan. I created progressive plans for the school running from initially 4 to 7 to see how that would go before lowering it down to primary 1 all the way through to 7. And they were influenced by the Curriculum for Excellence Experience and Outcomes, and also the Dundee City Council Planner. But we really just kind of made those plans to show what digital learning and teaching would look like within our school with the equipment that we had at Fintry. We also created a rationale and policy for digital learning and technology, and we look at that annually as well. But our journey from beginning to receiving our Digital Schools Award, it was quite short. It was about 8 months, I think, from when we started. But that wasn't the end point for us. We didn't want to get the Digital Schools Awards and just stop. So we've used that as like a springboard onto bigger and crazier things within the school, and just kind of try and aim as high as we can within technologies at Fintry.
Oh, fantastic, both. And I think, Jayne, you're exactly right. You never get to the end of that. That's why it's called that journey, because there's always something that you want to change and develop. And I think that's what we try and encourage with schools, is to never feel that they have to have every box ticked, and because you will never get there. There is always aspirations to do something else. So you're exactly right. It's that journey. And how did you empower teachers on that journey. So how did they manage to take digital literacy forward in the classroom?
We offer teacher support continuously with digital learning and technology. They get training by myself at allocated staff meeting times. We did have drop-in sessions before restrictions and things, but we've got one-to-one support where teachers can just catch me and say, I'm needing a little bit of support with this, and I'll help them. Staff can book out our devices. We've got our iPads and laptops. We've also got e-bots and other programmable devices that they can book out on a weekly basis. So they can do it for block periods of time or just one-off lessons. And each year we host a digital learning week. It's kind of grown arms and legs, so it's now more of a STEM week. And we invite experts from all different areas, local businesses in Dundee, as well as businesses Glasgow, Edinburgh, to just come and deliver a talk to the children about their career, what they do, how they got into it, and that actually then allows the teachers to make connections, and then it gives them ideas for learning to take forward with their children once they see that they're really interested in things. An example that's been architects. We've done lots of kind of architect related skill developing and lessons since having architects in the school, so it's brilliant. And the teachers are encouraged to attend professional learning linking to digital literacy and technologies. And quite recently, just with circumstances, they've actually gone and done this off their own back, not through recommendations by the school. So it's been really good, and I've seen a lot of staff really upskill themselves in the past couple of months. So it's really nice, and they're now actually teaching me things as well that I didn't. It's great.
It's that sharing, it's that community of practice, isn't it, that really makes it work, because everybody feels they're invested together in it. That's so lovely that you've got all these experts coming into the school, and there's so many beautiful buildings going up in Dundee just now. At least you can go out and look at that, and perhaps the children are away building them in Minecraft and creating their own versions of what Dundee will be like in the future. Just quickly, Jayne, I was just going to ask, independent learning and trying to engage learners of all abilities, you touched on that earlier. How are you managing to go about supporting them?
So we support independent learning across the curriculum at all stages, and we offer the children the chance to use devices for their learning. Each class has a couple of iPads in it all the time that the children can just grab and use to support their learning as well. We have digital leaders in the school for our primary 6 and 7 pupils, and they've been given the chance to take on this leadership role. It's now a really well sought after role. I think in the past 2 years I've had over 100 applicants, and we've had primary 4 and 5 children really keen to do it. So what we've done now is the 6 and 7s are STEM leaders. They're responsible for all aspects of STEM. But we have digital dynamos in our primary 4s and 5 classrooms. So when they are in their classroom using technology, it's those children that their peers would go to for advice and support. It's just great to see it filtering down to school. For our STEM leaders, we have the Young STEM Leader Award, where they are working towards their non-formal levels, and we're close to that, and they have to plan events and run activities for children, and a lot of those are using their digital literacy skills. We've got our weekly STEM lessons, and we've been doing Genius Time in there, kind of a play on Google's Hour, Genius Hour, and there's been amazing things coming out of that just even the past week or so with the children being back. They're just wanting to code more. We've got Raspberry Pis just being delivered to the school, and within 15 minutes of them being delivered to the school, we had them set up and children using them. They're just so keen. It's just great, and it just allows them to explore a passion of theirs. So regardless of their ability, they're able to achieve something within that time. And
that's fantastic. I can imagine them with the boxes pulling everything out and all the wrappers. And I always remember hearing Chris Vanderkool, who's from Dundee, talking about his inspiration being something that a teacher did, and he went away and then worked on it. They just ignited that fire for him. So hopefully you're igniting some fires for the learners at the school. Barbara, just quickly, we've just got a little bit of time left. What would be the main priorities for you for the next academic year? What if you had to name maybe 2 or 3 things What would they be?
Definitely continuing to develop the digital technologies across the whole school if possible. Literacy, embedding it a bit more with literacy for the infants. Jayne very much concentrated on the 4s to 7s, but now we're right down to 1s as well. And HMI, when they were in, were very impressed with what the 1s to 3s could actually do technologically, and they could actually articulate what they were doing better than their head teacher could. But they could talk about what they were doing and why they were doing it. So cybersecurity, I think Jayne wants to do a big bit on that. There's a cybersecurity award that we're aiming for. There's also going to be, we're trying to get the nursery their digital award, so we should be working with the nursery. And I think there's another couple of awards, Jayne, that you were going to go for, if you can remind me.
Yes, so we're aiming to try and get the STEM Nation Award from Education Scotland and get more children through the Young STEM Leader programme and start doing the digital leader certification process with our younger children to kind of train them up and get them to kind of teach their classes, give them a bit more responsibility as well.
Ladies,
Can I just say one last thing? Working with parents, I think, would be a sort of a good sort of target for us as well. During lockdown, Jayne was posting STEM challenges out to the children, and then they were doing them and uploading. We were getting adults that were uploading photographs of them trying it as well. So there's a love of technology out there for everyone. So I think perhaps trying to harness the parents' support, we'll continue to do that. We had a lot of buy-in during lockdown, so if we find a way to continue that, I think that would be really positive for the children as well. So
absolutely, really try and cultivate all the great things that have happened during this last year. Well, thank you both for joining me. That was so wonderful. I'm looking forward to coming and seeing Fintry when I can get out of lockdown. So thank you both. That was lovely hearing your journey. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.